Hey y'all.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Putting Our Business in the Streets. I'm Demia, the mother.
I'm Imani, the daughter.
And again, we have...
The auntie, the godmom, the bestie, and they are literally in the street. Putting their business all in the street. The streets of Delaware.
This is Lynette, my bestie, her godmother. We're doing great. I'm not going to ask how we're feeling today because you just need to go back and watch the video before this one. We are on location at Lynette's new home, and we are here discussing some of our previous videos.
Yeah.
So this conversation, we're going to talk about colorism. So in our video before, remember Terrell Owens, the football player?
Yes.
And we're just going right into it. So if you need to catch up on anything, go back and catch up.
Watch the first part.
Terrell Owens, the football player.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a clip of an interview that he did. I never went back to watch the whole video as to why they had this particular conversation.
Okay.
But he made the comment that, and I'm paraphrasing, he does not date black women because when he was growing up and or in high school, black women would not date him.
Wouldn't find him attractive.
Didn't find him attractive because he was dark skinned, he was tall, he was lanky, he was just unattractive.
Basically, you say he didn't grow into his looks until he was older.
Right.
So he was like pimples everywhere, blah 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 blah. You know how people feel.
And when black girls didn't give him the time of day. So into his adulthood, it still carries. So to me, I thought about colorism. And Imani has mentioned before about the incidents that she has had growing up where colorism was involved. And I said I couldn't, we've had many conversations about this over the years, but I couldn't relate to it because I never felt like that about anything, right? So it was like, and she was asking like, well, what about your neighborhood and all that? And I was like, we had
friends. I was like, have
different
you noticed stuff with your friends?
Shades of friends on our block growing up and everything, but we never talked about it. And she said, I bet your Auntie Nette got stories.
Nah, she sure does.
And I was like, and I said, but we never talked about it because it just wasn't a thing for us. The only thing I can remember by way of colorism was light skin was it.
Yeah.
El DeBarge, Christopher Williams, Albie Shore, you know, all of that. But none of us dated Albie Shore or El DeBarge or anything like that.
Said.
But then I said the only time I remember realizing it was when I got into college and looking at the sororities and fraternities.
Okay.
That's the only recollection I had.
Right.
But she towards the end said, I bet you Auntie Nette got a story.
She sure does. But think about what you just said. When we were growing up, light skin was it.
Right.
Light skin was it. Light skin was it. So what if you're the complete opposite of light skin? Right?
You're not it. Because you're not like
Because you're not it.
But neither was I.
But you're not the opposite.
But you're...
Like you shades off, but you're not the opposite.
Right.
Okay,
You
I
see-
get
you
that.
see the difference?
But even us growing up, we never sat around talking about.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so that's why I was like,
Right.
it just
we didn't
wasn't.
talk about it
right.
because growing up, did we have? We didn't. We didn't even we didn't have a light skinned friend. So on our block growing up, there was a bunch of us, which was really cool. So I don't even remember how many, but you know, it was a group of girls and a group of guys, and we all got along, and we always went outside. We played hide and go seek, other than, and we had a lot of fun. But there was no really, really, really light skinned person, right?
Or really, really dark skinned
Yes,
person.
it was. Yes, it was. There were really dark skinned people.
And I don't see it. But
And
go ahead.
oh my, what?
Don't
I
my
can't.
dad count?
Thank you.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
point. No,
okay.
the point that
I
I was
got
going
it.
to make about the darkest person, right? Because that was between Jerry and Puggy, right?
Okay.
The darkest person was also the most popular in our crew, right? The most commanding of attention, the one everyone wanted to be around, right? That was the darkest boy. Okay, the most popular boy, the one everyone wanted to be around, the one everyone liked, right? Which happened to be her father. So on our block, we probably did it because Jerry wasn't gonna have it. Like, you want to talk about Jerry?
But let me ask you that question before you go further. Did you ever see my mother as a light skinned person? That she looked different than the rest?
Yes,
You did.
absolutely.
Okay, go
She
ahead.
looks different than the rest.
Yeah, but again,
Absolutely.
it's just we're not
But
conversations
see,
that we
as
had.
the
you
dark skinned
see-
child,
But even-
I wouldn't say to you, like, you know, because light was in. So your mother was beautiful, you know what I mean? And she's really nice, and I wanted her to be my mom too.
So sorry. So like
nothing wrong with her mother.
Oh, no.
We love her
so
mother.
now
Right.
on the opposite end, Grandma Yvonne, she was kind of like my complexion, right?
Right.
Did you ever be like, okay, that's a dark skin? Like,
I
are you
never
saying
saw any
like?
of that.
So you're saying you saw no color? That's how you felt.
Ooh,
We were
let's
just
talk
all
about that for a
black
second.
kids.
Let's talk about that.
We was just all
You see
black
how you
kids
just
going
said
black.
that? Now, when white people say that, you take offense to that. Some black people take offense to it. When white people say, I don't see color.
Now, I've had this conversation with her before. I used to say that for a long time, that I didn't see color. I don't remember what changed my thought process.
Your thought processes, a lot of them have changed once the riots and George Floyd
yeah.
happened. A lot of your ways of thinking have
entire
changed.
mentality changed with George Floyd.
So I think that was what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so as a dark-skinned child, so on our block, we did have a really tight clique, and it was really just us, and it was our own little world, right? So on our block growing up, no. And it probably had a lot to do with your father, because he was, really popular, and he was dark. So nobody's going to talk about dark-skinned people, because Jerry's going to have something to say about it.
Right.
As far as the girls, I mean, I was probably the darkest, probably me, Joy. But Joy wasn't really around that much.
Right.
But yeah, so I was probably the darkest girl. And I did have issues, not with my crew, but growing up, yes, they used to call me Blackie, Darky, like kids. So it must have been in school.
Okay.
Had to be in school or just in the street if I was walking somewhere. Yes. And so I had a complex really young. But I don't know when it clicked, when I became comfortable. It had to have been high school. No, it wasn't high school. It was probably junior high. When I was in St. Therese, I still remember the complex, but I don't really remember it in Masterman. And when I went to Masterman, as a matter of fact, I don't at all. I was in 5th grade. That's when I just started stepping into who I am. So, probably because I went to Masterman. That's probably what did it. So Masterman was a really smart school, elite school, right? A magnet school. So I think, and then, I think that had to be it. Because I went to, before kindergarten through 4th, I was Wanda. That's my first name. And when I went to Masterman, I just decided, since I'm now in Masterman, I want everyone to call me Lynette, because that's what they call me at home. So I think that confidence just came, the teacher's like Wanda, and I'm saying Lynette. So because I have that confidence now, I'm going to be Lynette. This is going to be different from me. It was a decision that I made. So it had to start around 5th grade when I went to Masterman. But it probably helped that I went to this elite school.
Right.
I'm now in public school. I'm not around those mean old Catholic school kids anymore. Maybe that was it. But yeah, it was a thing.
Was St. Therese mixed?
It was, but it was mostly black.
Okay.
But it was mixed. But mostly black. But yeah.
So when you were being called those names, did you come home crying? Were you sad? Were you...
Excuse me.
I internalized it. It wasn't bad enough to make me cry, I don't think. But I was also big too, so even if I couldn't beat you, like, I'm gonna look like I could beat you. So it was just internalized.
Were you called anything regarding your stature? Names about that ever?
I'm sure. Yeah, because monkey. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, child.
Were you ever called the N-word? Sidebar. Have you ever been called the N-word?
One time, but I was an adult.
Really?
I was in a car and I cracked up. I was like, oh my goodness. This is the first time I've ever done that. Yes. I was driving. I'll never forget. I was driving and somebody cut me off. And then I came around, but he was mad. Like, he's all angry, right? And I'm looking and the windows were down. And he's cussing and fussing. And I said, no one ever taught you how to treat a lady? Or something like that, right? And he says, I know how to treat a lady, and I know how to treat an N. And I was like, ah! That was the first time anyone ever called me a nigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better. But I laughed at that because by then my confidence was here. Because that was a young adult, out of college probably, or maybe in college, but I was home driving. So yeah. But yeah, so the colorism thing. All right, so growing up, yeah, that was a thing. I think you were saying, you said something about.
Mine was in middle school.
You having a complex. I was saying probably because you probably have a complex because you're on the ebony side. And we always said darker berry.
You feel
grown
left
up
out?
too. Yeah,
No, I just don't feel like there's such a significant, and I'm not trying to diminish.
Difference between us two?
Not drastic. I was
You see a significant difference between you and Imani?
slightly.
Slight.
Catch me in the summer or after I came back from the beach.
That's what I said. Now, when she get a 10, yes, but I don't see
There's
it.
so many shades.
Like, she's not as dark as her father.
No, I'm not as dark as him, but not that far off. I'm closer to Daddy than you.
You do know that, right?
Right.
Okay. But anyway, and I was saying that, like, we also grew up with darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And there was something else in the 70s. They used to talk about dark because ebony was a big deal. They said something else about dark. But I started internalizing those types of terms. But they don't really talk about it that much now because people try to be so politically correct and everything is beautiful.
Right.
But black is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Like
Black
in the
is beautiful.
60s and the
Wasn't
70s, they used to say black is beautiful, you know. So I took it literally. You want to call me Blackie? Then I'm going to remember that black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. But they said it all the time in the 70s.
Right.
You know, so as I was growing up, I heard that all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't hear that as much.
Yeah.
Now, so I can get where you might, because I'm like, what girl you chocolate? You know, because
But I don't really feel like I ever had a problem with my skin color, but people did make remarks. But my skin was never really, well, when I was little. But by the time I got to middle school, which is where I heard most of the remarks, I didn't really care. It just hurt my feelings because just like, why do you think I can't be pretty because I'm dark skinned? Because my comments were, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Yes, people used to say that.
And I'm just like, okay, like,
yeah.
like, thanks. Is that like, back then you don't know, like, what are you trying to say?
Can you please tell her about the comment about your pinky toe?
You know how, like, you just have parts of your body that are darker than others?
Your toes darker?
Like, my pinky toe, like, a little part of it is a little darker.
That's not the issue. Please go.
But somebody commented, it was like, why is your pinky toe so dark? Because I had, like, flip-flops on that day or something.
Why are you looking so hard at my pinky toe?
Right!
Hello? So my thing
is... a girl or a guy?
A guy. It was always... I've never actually had girls. It was always guys.
So my thing is, you couldn't find nothing wrong with me. So you had to go all the way down to the pinky toe?
Yeah. See, I almost had a comment, but I don't know if we should put that on the post. But no, but only because, like, if it's a guy, I have theories. If it was girls, I'm thinking they're just jealous.
Yeah.
Right? If it's a guy, you like me that much, and you know you're not getting any play. Like, there's no way. So now that's their own coping mechanism. That's the wall they need to put up because they know. Don't try it, but it's not gonna happen. You know, and so that's what I'm thinking. Come on, pinky toe.
Yeah.
Right?
Pinky toe.
All this and all you can catch.
Yeah, I have some people in my family who have, because y'all talked about colorism versus preferences. Because actually, I had a preference, which is interesting. My preference, right, growing up was dark and bald. I like dark bald. But when I got married, wasn't dark, wasn't bald.
And I was
not dark and not bald.
Light skin, pretty hair.
But see, you can... Well, all hair is nice hair now.
Yes. She said pretty. She said pretty. She didn't say good. She said pretty.
All hair
I'm laughing because
too.
her baby daddy, because we opposite.
but see how everybody at the end of the day has a preference, but y'all still ended up dating other people.
Yes.
Right.
So that means
That's
it's
a
not
preference.
color. It's not colorist.
Some of y'all are just colorists. Like, that's what people don't get. Like, you're a
Yeah.
colorist.
Right.
You only
Because
date
that
a
meant I
specific-
only would go with that. So I wasn't
and if
anybody
anybody else
right.
that didn't look like that gave you attention, you're like, bye.
So let's look at T.O. because at first I was taken back when you said it's common, but then when you said the reason, I have to say, I think I understand.
That's what I said.
Wait, what are we talking about?
T.O. when he made that comment.
Oh, Terrell.
Owens.
I understood him completely.
Right, because he's growing up, right?
But
I
she
can
took
imagine
complete offense to that.
He
I
probably
wouldn't say
was oogly. Not ugly, but oogly.
But I know my problem was, or I won't say my problem, but I just felt like there's no way every black woman out there don't find you
because
attractive.
then I
get that.
showed,
So,
That's
but he
true.
said,
right? Because I showed her his picture, and she was like, "He's cute."
He's very
and
cute.
I'm a
So
black
listen,
woman,
so here,
right.
this is how I'm looking at it, because I agree with you. You can't take an experience,
correct,
right, and put that across every black
correct.
woman. But the reason I said I understand is I'm picturing how he was growing up, right? So growing up all those years, all these black women saying all these negative things. Now he's gorgeous, right? And now all of a sudden you want me,
Right.
okay? But all he could think about are all those experiences,
Right.
And then, but at the same time, when the black girl's like ill, the white girl's like okay. So now that he's cute, he's going with the people that were always okay.
And then I think his terminology was wrong. It's not that they don't want him. I think he now just has a fear of approaching one because they're going to say it's going to trigger him back.
That he probably
but
will
then-
never admit to.
Correct.
But then at the same time,
Exactly.
I know at least now, there's been plenty of black women who have flocked themselves at him, just even if they didn't find him attractive, just because of who he is.
Right, and he probably leery of that.
Right.
Oh, now you want me
Because
I
he
got a couple dollars.
Right.
But you don't really want me. You just want the dollars.
Right.
So that's really insecurities.
Right. Yeah.
Really, that's what that is.
I mean, that's what I feel like all of it is. Even the people who are colorists, like at the end of the day, it's either an insecurity or it's built from some type of trauma or something happened to you in your past. Now you resent all one type of person. It's just like racism.
Exactly.
No, because
we'll go there.
People in general, I have seen like on the internet, people have said, "I don't date whatever." Point blank, period. Like no ifs, ands, or buts, no explanation.
Yeah, then I agree with you. There had to have been something that happened that's very traumatic because you. That's,
Or the
But how can it be that
like
traumatic?
all black women have attitudes. All black women act the same. Because then, even I was watching something recently, and the girl asked the black man, "Why do you only date white women?" And he was like, "Because they listen. They don't question me."
Wow.
And my thing is with that, just like I said with Terrell Owens, then to me, that means you need to change your environment and people that you're hanging. Because if everybody around you is, they don't listen and they don't this, they don't that. And then at the same time, what's wrong with you that people ain't listening? It's like multi-layers to that. You know what I mean? Like, everybody you involved with don't want to date. So maybe you need to remove yourself from the situation. Change your environment. Go to a new store.
Because there's no way y'all all
Go to
like the same. Your whole circle all like the same exact type of woman. Like, that's just not believable.
Right.
Y'all don't really like them.
Yeah.
And then it takes it away from the people and the interracial couples who actually do genuinely fall in love, have genuine attraction to each other. But since we hear all these outside things, you always look at it like, well, is it real? Or do you really like her? Do you really like him? Or is it because of the color of his skin?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm okay with Terrell though. I understand.
I understand, but I guess I agree. Like maybe he should take himself out of his environment, see what else.
But because it's not a current thing. His reasoning was because he's scarred.
Still does though.
He does because he's scarred from the past.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
he needs to fix that.
So just date a black woman, try it out.
I mean,
You never know.
I mean, all right. Let me say that.
And not saying that he has
true.
to, because he can love who he wants to love.
yeah, he could
and
very
like
well
who
end
he
up
wants
being
to
with
like,
the right woman, but
which
just
is
don't
fine.
do it because.
So you're saying he's never tried to date a black woman recently?
I don't know, but it would sound like he has not. But again,
So
I need to probably go back
I want him
and
to try.
right.
I would say he
I just want him
doesn't
to try.
because in that interview, it was current day. He said, "I only date white women because this happened in the past."
And nobody came back and said.
And again, that's why I said I didn't listen to the entire.
We need to do some homework. Now
I
you want
didn't
to have me
listen to the
find
entire
interview.
interview.
Because
Right.
I really like Terrell Owens, and I don't want to not like him. Because of that statement.
And seeing how he talked, he still was mature and like it wasn't ignorant or like rooted in arrogance. And technically, did he say white women or just non-black women? Because the caption
He just
said
say he
non-black.
gravitates towards white women.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand. If that's your experience, I get why you would say that. But then you pointed out, he said it did something to his self-esteem. So at the end of the day, that's a him.
That's a him thing.
Problem.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not problem. Well, yeah, a him thing.
That's a him thing.
Yeah.
That's a him thing. And then he said, he also was specific to say, I'm not saying I won't date or I don't date black women. It's just that he
Gravitates towards them.
White.
Because it's still in the back of his mind.
I believe that can be true, but how many people use that to their excuse of, oh, that's just my preference versus, no, actually, that's all you will actually, you'll only date that.
Well, you know what you focus on expands. So if that's all you're thinking about, that's all you want to see.
But I think it's just a fear thing to me for being rejected again, right? Because he doesn't want to be rejected again. Yeah. Did you listen to that video?
What
Rejection and the fear now?
Fear of rejection.
Me. The fear of rejection and the word no.
Oh.
Oh, you gonna hate me on that one. Anyway, go back and watch that one. That's a whole nother day. Yeah.
They doing parts of me. But you know, I had fear of rejection.
Listen to that one, write your questions down. We have to come back.
Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah, so yeah. I didn't know about the whole, and again, why wasn't it? I'm sorry that you went through that, and I was not there to help you through that. I know. That's
at that
crazy.
age, do you really know that you need someone to help you through something?
I know.
Cause, well, I guess I internalized everything, so it was just an internal thing that you know.
And it's so funny when I was like, I bet your Auntie Nat got a story.
Every dark-skinned person does.
Exactly. And I think you were lighter when you were younger. I should go pull out some pictures. If I could put my hands right on them, I would.
Maybe that's why I be saying I feel like you're light skinned. Maybe because maybe they used to be like. Because we were saying that she light skinned or brown skin.
And that's a little caramel thing happening.
Yeah, it's like caramel, but where if you had to put that in a category, I would say brown.
Should we be categorizing?
No.
For
lack of better
black.
terms.
That's it.
Nah, you ain't really black.
Oh,
no, I'm just saying. But yeah.
Black is beautiful.
It is.
Have your children experienced anything that you know of?
No.
Okay, good.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
But also, they're not my complexion. They're closer to you.
Wait, BJ is?
Negative.
BJ is not closer to her.
He's looking like that now, but they look closer to their father.
Mickey,
let Mickey tell it. Oh, let Mickey tell it. Like, you know, we're not your complexion, Mom. So maybe they are. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, baby. No, Mickey's an avid listener. Just kidding, sweetums. What do you think? Put it in the comments, Mickey.
Yes,
what do you think?
So what you think? So that's interesting.
My father's complexion is what she's going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, but not BJ.
Yeah, Mickey I can see, but I don't see BJ.
No.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting.
Y'all business is all in the streets. Yes. Very interesting podcast.
Yes.
So if you haven't been listening, make sure you like, comment, and share. Click the notification button so that you get notified.
Thank you for closing that out. Thank you so much.
And follow us on all streaming platforms at Putting Our Business in the Streets and on social media platforms at Business Streets Pod.
Bye. Bye.